Hey, Fletch here. How you doing? Tid's Kids channel. Today we're going to talk about stuff. It multiplies, it grows, you add to it. Stuff. Now, if you are renting a storage garage or you have a 3-stall garage and you can get a motorcycle in there, and that's it. You need to stick around. Check this out. I kind of in charge of Tid's stuff. Tid is my father, 93 years old, lives down here near me, but we moved him last year. And he's got stuff. He was a handyman, and he had a lot of stuff. So I was in charge of the stuff and the tools. And I did a pretty good job. I'm a big marketplace guy, and I filled up one stall in my garage and gotten rid of it. And if I can spin this around, I have an empty stall. So I'm pretty good at getting rid of stuff. Now, I still do have some tools of his as I organize stuff so I can keep track of everything. I know what I'm hoping for price, what the item is. So if you are thinking about doing this, I highly suggest you get kind of a method or a plan that works best for you. I seem to have tagged stuff. You can see the battery charger, I'm giving it away. I won't get any money for that. Sawzall works great. I knocked the price down. At this point, if I can get rid of it, I'm happy. This here is going next. I did get 20 for this. They're gonna come pick that up in the next day or two. It's kind of unique, kind of cool, but kind of gotta get it out of here. I just don't need it. So it's funny what my father had, and hey, we're all that way too. We got stuff like other people like go, he's got stuff, and what is he gonna do with all that? So stick around. I'm gonna get a cup of coffee, and we're gonna chat about it. Because if you don't move it or seem to get rid of it and get what you want for it, you leave this good earth, and they're the next people up, kids, the state people, they're gonna toss it. Plain and simple. So let's chat about it. I'm gonna get a cup of coffee and we'll chat about it. Cup of coffee, we're good to go, I think. Get a little juice in me here. As you can see, here in Twin Cities, Minnesota. 2 days ago, it was 90 degrees and it was hot. Couldn't stay outside. I have my sweatshirt on 2 days later. That's what we deal with in Minnesota. So, again, you're renting a storage garage, or you have this beautiful 3-stall garage, and you can only get your motorcycle in there. It's time to move stuff. Now, I'm a big believer, if it's sat 2 years, it's gone. You gotta get rid of it. I question about the 1 year. For me, myself, 1 year, it's out too. Again, I joke, it's like, if you don't move it and get something for it, and the good Lord takes you, I'm sorry, but those next group of people, your kids, the state people, whoever, they call up 1-800 dumpster, and they're gonna plop a big old dumpster on your driveway and toss it away. Now, when I was and still currently selling Tid stuff, he had a lot of old stuff. He's born in 1933. He's collected a lot of strange goodies over the years. And so my mindset was, of course, yeah, let's try to make some money. We did that. But you also got to, you know, take into account, you're not going to get a whole lot for some of this stuff. So if you get something, great. So I was getting, especially the tools. Set a figure on it, see if I get nibbles. If I get nibbles, great. I put the right price on it. If I don't, yeah, I'll knock it down a little bit. Or it gets down to the point where I don't want to deal with it anymore. So, free. And it's amazing the response you get when you put free. And so, there's some things like CBs, citizen band radios. Oh, what else? He had old stereo. He had old sewing machines. I did get money for the sewing machines, but it it was I was more happy to get it to somebody, especially the free stuff, where they were excited. It was amazing the response, especially those CBs. This old dude came by. Sorry about my phone. 70 years old. He was ecstatic. I had two of them, and I gave them to him, and he was ecstatic, and that's what I want to see. A lot of the stuff, most of the stuff was good stuff, no question about it. But it wasn't good for me anymore. But if I just, even if they took it for free, I didn't care. If they were happy, I was happy. And that was my goal. So, yeah, again, if something left my house that I put on Marketplace, I was ecstatic as those people would drive away. It's such a great feeling. It's like, I don't have to deal with that anymore. I didn't have to put it in my brown dumpster to throw it away, which it doesn't feel right at all. So, again, if you get a chance to get rid of it, even if it's free, do it. Now, it's not an excuse once you get rid of this stuff to go and buy more stuff. I know that's what some people do, but trust me, I'm 65. There's not much I need anymore. So it's a couple things, keep some of my tools. I am selling some of my tools because I just physically can't do it anymore. So yeah, I'll keep a couple of things, but again, I don't need much. And you don't need much when you get older. Yeah, another thing too is you can go through your house and go, I don't have a whole lot of stuff. Ooh, take a look a little closer around your house. It adds up. Stuff in your basement, stuff in the attic, just and stuff. It gathers, it grows. I tell you, it grows, it multiplies. Next year, a hoarder, pre-hoarder. Once you get to that stage, you better get some help and get rid of that stuff. It'll drive. I know it drives me crazy. I just don't like stuff. I kid my sister because I'm single, and when the good Lord takes me, less she has to do. I said, heck, I'm trying to get her down so much. There's not much left that she could take care of it in a halftime of a football game. No, I'm not kidding. There won't be much stuff. And then, she Marketplace mostly, but it's hard to get rid of right away. So maybe, might see a dumpster in my old driveway. Can't control it because I ain't around anymore. But I am here now, and I can control it, and I will get rid of it. There's there's been some funny observations I've seen on this stuff. Like one couple, we spent first half of our lives buying stuff, more than half, and then we spent the second half wondering where we're going to put it all. rent a storage garage. And then the old kids take it one weekend and put it in the old dumpster, and away it goes. So again, get rid of it. Uh, I, I, I find it as it being a game too. I got time now. I'm retired, so yeah, I have the time to do it. Uh, let's chat about what I use most. I use Marketplace. I was a Craigslist guy. It just, you don't know who you're dealing with on Craigslist. I had good luck, but just with Marketplace, at least there's a name. And so it's on the up and up. I've had really good luck. Never had any issues. One time, the gentleman couldn't find my house. Older gentleman, and he just couldn't find it. Wasn't using, I don't know, he had a printed map. I had to go stand on the street and wait for him. That's about the only issue I really had. And, you know, other, just be aware when you do stick free on your ads, and I put it on there. I'll put $1 amount. You got to put $1. So, but I'll put in the title free, and you're going to get a lot of response. So what I do is I get the first guy or gal, and if they put, is it still available? That generic, I push a button on Marketplace and it pops up. I'm always leery of those. So I will pick the first one who responds. And what I send back, I go, okay, this is what you're after. I live in Maple Grove. Are you still interested in? Because I know the locations on those, but some people just don't think. And it could be 20, 30, 40 miles away. And I'm like, okay, you really want this? I don't know where at exactly, but at least tips them off. I'm in Maple Grove. You want it? Come and get it. And so what I do too, the challenge too is lining up a time for them to come over. So if it's free and it's small, I put it on my front steps and say, have at it. You can pick it up anytime. Now, occasionally I've had one where they didn't pick it up till the next day, which is fine. I got a little overhang. It's going to stay dry. But I've had where they didn't show up. And nice thing about Facebook, you can go, hey, what's up? You said you were going to do it. How come you didn't? And also the initial too, hopefully you get responses back. So if they direct something to you, you send something back, hopefully they reply back. Then they're serious. Also, your descriptions too, when you put them in there, you don't have to list every little detail. Most people can, if they got questions, nowadays, on the tools, for instance, I label them pretty precise. Hey, this is this model sawzall. This is what I got. And if they need more information on it, they can Google it. I don't have time to list out everything about it, especially if I'm only asking $20 for it. So, yeah, I don't put a lot of information on there. I guess also too is if I have to do, wait for somebody to come and pick it up. Yeah, we get a couple hour window frame. I'm fine with that. I had pretty good luck on doing that, and some people pay cash. You don't see that very often now, but I do. Yeah, it's still cash out there. Venmo, that's a good one. And then what else? I don't take checks. I don't know anybody does checks anymore. Anyhow, it seems like. So, those are usually the two options I'll do it. All right, sorry about that. I think they're gonna lay some power out here finally on my road. So great. Oh, so again, it's kind of it should be part of your will and other things to think about, living will and all that. Everybody's got to do that. Maybe come up with a plan on getting rid of your stuff. You want to see where it goes, what your wishes are. You know, if you got a lot of stuff, there's estate companies that just come in and swing in and take it and move it out. They'll sell it. They get most of the money, but who cares? You get rid of it. Especially the kids. They're like happy it goes somewhere. Um, so again, it just it makes your life easier, less stress in your life to see all that stuff laying around. And I believe you'll feel better. You'll have more room. You don't have to worry about it like me. I worry about my sister's. If I go first, it's like she's got to take care of all, or she's got to get rid of all this. So she's she's in my rooting me on and moving it out, and I'm really good at it too. So uh, as I kick in the last part of Tid stuff and get rid of that, it's motivating me to. I got some stuff myself too that I need to move, so I kind of get that in that swing, and summertime and fall will be just perfect timing to move it on out. So it's always nice to back the van into the garage, and that's the only. It's got plenty of space in my 2-stall garage, enough room for my bike. So I'm a big believer in moving stuff out. Again, 2 years, you haven't touched it, move it on. 1 year, I suggest even to move it on. So sorry about that. I want to finish this right. Again, move that stuff out of your house if you don't need it anymore. It makes life so much simpler. And that leads to my motto: keep it simple. So, if you like the channel, please subscribe. I'd appreciate it. Hit the like button. Leave a comment too. Who knows? Well, I definitely, if you got stories, I can learn something on maybe getting rid of stuff easier, other options. I'd appreciate that. So, till the next time, take care.